Hello, my name is Kunzang Choden and I would like to welcome you to the Bhutan Storytelling Series. Today I'm going to be reading you a story from my book, Folktales of Bhutan. The name of the story is Mekhay Doma. Timpo, or long ago, there was a girl called Mekhay Doma who had to carry food provisions to her parents who were meditating far away in the mountains. Their Tsamkhang or Hermitage was a long way from home, but the girl did not mind the journey. Her parents were aged and could no longer work on their little farm, so they had decided to spend the rest of their lives in prayer and meditation. Every month she would prepare a huge load of flour, tea, butter and vegetables. Almost bent double under the heavy load, she would struggle up the mountain, for this was just one way of fulfilling her dinlam or repaying her parents for what they had done for her. The forest on the mountain was full of wild animals. Some of the animals had watched her with interest for several months now. One day, they positioned themselves along her usual path and waited for her. As she trudged up the mountainside, carrying a heavy load, she first met a wild boar who greeted her and then grunted and said, "Way, Bomed," which means girl, "I'm going to eat you." Mekhay Doma said, No, not now. Look at me. My skin is stuck to my bones. I'm thin and full of sinews. When I come back from my parents, I'll be fat and tasty. Then you can eat me, pleaded Mekhay Doma. The boar grunted once more, looked at her skeptically, and agreed, Yeah. So Mekhay Doma walked on until she met a monkey who came by, chattering and screeching wildly in front of her. "Way, Bomed, I'm going to eat you," he said as he hung himself upside down from a branch, all the time scratching himself. Once again the girl replied, No, not yet. Look at me. My skin is stuck to my bones. I'm thin and full of sinews. You can eat me when I come back from my parents. At that time, I'll be fat and tasty. The monkey too agreed and swung through the trees, screeching and chattering as he went. Then Mekhay Doma walked up quickly, hoping that this was the last animal she would meet before she reached her parents' Tsamkhang. But soon she was confronted by a big, surly leopard who roared, "Way, Bomed, I'm going to eat you." No, look at me. My skin is stuck to my bones. Eat me when I come back from my parents. I'll be fat and tasty by then, pleaded Mekhay Doma. The leopard walked past, then he cocked his head on one side and said, "I'll be waiting for you." Mekhay Doma finally reached her parents and gave the food provisions to them. They were happy to see her, but soon they realized she was very forlorn and cheerless and refused to eat any food at all. The mother was anxious and asked her, "Something is worrying you? Tell me, maybe I can help you." Mekhay Doma replied, "I'm sad because this is the last time I shall be seeing you and father. There are 3 animals on the way home who are waiting to eat me." The mother was a resourceful person and saying, "Don't worry about that," she at once proceeded to make a huge barrel of lac. When the lac was heated and shaped into a bumbu or a barrel, she asked the daughter to get into it. She closed the lid and rolled the barrel down the mountainside. The leopard was waiting by the side of the road when the barrel rolled past him. "Way, Bumbu, have you seen Mekhay Doma?" questioned the leopard. "Matong, matong, ngani Bumbu rulung ma rulung song ma go," which means, I haven't seen. I am a round barrel and I must go on my way. Rulung, replied the girl from the barrel. Both the monkey and the pig were waiting when the barrel passed them. They asked Mekhay Doma, and she said, "Matong, ngani Bumbu rulung ma rulung song ma go." As soon as she said that, the barrel hit a boulder and out came Mekhay Doma. The animals quickly seized her and prepared to cook her. The leopard went to collect firewood and the monkey went to fetch water. The pig was to guard the girl. Mekhay Doma sat against a big boulder and watched the pig as he browsed in the ground searching for roots and tubers, munching loudly, quite oblivious of his duty. She saw that he hardly looked in her direction. So she quickly dug a hole in the ground and hid in it. After a while, the leopard arrived with the firewood and the monkey with the water. "But where is the meat?" they both exclaimed together. "Yeah, she must have escaped," said the wild boar, looking around, quite startled. "Then you'll have to be the meat," declared the leopard and the monkey, and they caught him and killed him. Mekhay Doma listened to all the confusion and the noise. Then the ground began to get hotter and hotter, for the fire had been built right above her. After a while, it was getting quite unbearable, and she had to move a little bit. As she moved, the stones on which the pot had been placed moved a little. The two animals suddenly pricked up their ears in alarm. Mekhay Doma by now could no longer bear the heat, and at the risk of being caught again, came out of her hiding place. She jumped out. As she emerged, the pot containing the piece of meat fell over, spilling everything. The leopard and the monkey both sprang backwards in fright and ran into the forest, saying, "What evil is this?" After Mekhay Doma came out of the ground, she dusted herself and looked around. None of the animals were there anymore. She wondered what had happened to frighten them off. She rekindled the fire, which was dying now, as the water from the pot had spilt on it, and roasted some of the meat she found there. She ate all she could and carried the rest of the meat home. So this is the end of the story. Thank you for listening.